Reconciliation is a key component of peace building because it helps consolidate peace, break the cycle of violence, and strengthen newly established or reintroduce democratic institutions. Reconciliation has two dimensions. One is backward-looking and the other is forward-looking. Backward-looking dimension of reconciliation brings about the personal healing of survivors, the reparation of past injustice, the building or rebuilding of non-violent relationships between individuals and communities. It also aims to get the acceptance by the former parties to a conflict of a common vision and understanding of the past. In its forward-looking dimension, reconciliation aims to enable victims and perpetrators to get on with life, and at the level of society, the establishment of a civilized political dialogue and an adequate sharing of power. Reconciliation can be divided into three stages. The first stage focuses on replacing fear by non-violent coexistence. When the shooting stops, the first step away from hatred, hostility, and bitterness is the achievement of non-violent coexistence between all the parties of the conflict. The key aim is to prevent attempts to take revenge. A second aim is to provide a safe environment. Yet conflicts do not disappear with this step in the reconciliation process. In the second stage, fear does not rule anymore and is about building confidence and trust. This second stage in the process of reconciliation requires that each party, both the victim and the offender, gains renewed confidence in himself or herself and each other. For trust and confidence to truly develop, a post-conflict society has to put in place a minimum of functioning institutions. These include a non-partisan judiciary, an effective civil service, and an appropriate legislative structure. The third stage is about empathy, which comes with the victim's willingness to listen to the reasons for the hatred of those who caused their pain, and with the offender's understanding of the anger and bitterness of those who suffered. A precondition of reconciliation is truth-telling. It points to the recognition that victims and offenders share a common identity as survivors and as human beings, and simply have to get on with each other. However, important reconciliation must be seen as a long-term process that may take decades or generations. Having said that, mechanisms to achieve reconciliation in the short term include healing the wounds of the survivors, some form of restorative justice, historical accounting via truth-telling, and finally, reparation of the material and psychological damage inflicted on the victims. A very important point to remember is that these four mechanisms are closely interrelated.